Tonight, something is happening somewhere on the map that will never make the news. A team is breaching a building in the dark. A pilot is threading a helicopter through a valley that doesn't appear on any public chart. A man who looks like nobody is sitting in a coffee shop in a city he shouldn't be in, watching someone who has no idea they're being watched. These are not movie characters. They're real people with bad knees and someone at home who worries about them. This is what their lives actually look like. Delta Force. You don't tell people where you work. Not your barber, not the guy at your kid's soccer game who keeps asking. You have an answer ready, vague enough to be believed, boring enough that nobody follows up. You've given that answer so many times it comes out on its own now. Delta Force, officially the first Special Forces Operational Detachment, Delta, has existed since 1977. The Army still does not publicly acknowledge it. That has never slowed them down. Tonight is a direct action raid, high-value target, fortified compound, 2 floors, unknown number of personnel inside. Your team is 4 men. You've worked together long enough that a look across a room communicates everything a radio call would take 10 seconds to say. You breach at 0200. The building gets cleared the way water moves through a crack, fast, finding every space, filling it completely. No wasted movement, no hesitation. The target is on the 2nd floor. He's there. 4 minutes and 11 seconds after you entered, the objective is complete. Back at the compound, nobody celebrates. Someone makes coffee. Someone else pulls out a notebook and starts the debrief. Tomorrow, there will be another target package. There always is. The gear you carry doesn't have public designations. The weapons don't exist in any catalog. None of what happened tonight will appear in any record. That is not a complaint. That is the entire point. 75th Ranger Regiment. The jump light turns green at 01:15 over a mountain range that isn't on any public map. You go out the door. Wind hits you like a wall. Chute opens. Below you is absolute darkness except for the infrared strobes your pathfinders placed 40 minutes ago. Invisible to anyone without night vision. Bright as runway lights to you. The 75th Ranger Regiment is the Army's large-scale direct action force. 3 battalions, roughly 3,500 soldiers, the most deployed unit in all of special operations. Your bag is always half-packed. Ranger School was 61 days, Georgia, mountains, Florida swamps, 4 hours of sleep, roughly 1,500 calories a day. By week 4, you were seeing things that weren't there. You finished because you weren't going to be the one who didn't. You hit the ground, collapse your chute, and cover 800 meters in under 6 minutes in full kit. Tonight's objective is a communications relay station in denied territory. Your battalion rehearsed this exact mission 47 times. That number matters, not because it guarantees anything, but because when everything goes wrong, your body already knows what to do without asking your brain for permission. You breach, you clear, you secure. There's a line in the Ranger Creed that gets repeated so often it stops sounding like words. I will never leave a fallen comrade. On your 3rd deployment, a guy named Reyes went down 200 meters from the extraction point. You carried him the whole way. You'd do it again without thinking. That's not sentiment, that's the contract. Rangers lead the way, not as a slogan, as a job description. You take the door, so everyone else gets to walk through it standing up. Army Special Forces, Green Berets. You've been in this country 4 months. You know the village elder's youngest son by name. You know which roads are safe on market day and which ones aren't safe any day. You know who the old men trust and who the young men resent. That knowledge took 4 months to build. It will take years to fully use. Special Forces was built in 1952, drawing on OSS experience from World War II. The mission has never changed. Work with the people who actually live in a place to fight the wars conventional armies can't fight the same way. Your 12-man ODA has a medic who performs surgery in buildings with dirt floors, and a comms sergeant who can establish an encrypted satellite link from the back of a pickup in under 4 minutes. You're not here to win a battle, you're here to make a battle unnecessary. Tonight, your partner force runs an independent ambush, the third mission they've executed without you in the lead. You're not there. That was the plan. They execute the break contact drill exactly as you drilled it, exactly as they've now internalized it as their own. You review the report the next morning. You make one note for the debrief, not a correction, a conversation. This is the slowest kind of war. It's also the kind that actually sticks. Freedom that a country builds from the inside tends to last a lot longer than freedom that arrives on a plane and leaves on one too. You'll go home eventually. Part of this place goes with you. You'll carry it without meaning to. 160 SOAR, the Night Stalkers. The valley is 9 miles long and threaded with power lines that don't appear on your issued charts. You know because you flew it last night. No mission, no passengers, just you and your co-pilot running the route in the dark at low altitude. Because when the mission is real, you don't want a single surprise. That's what Night Stalkers do. They fly the route before the route matters. The 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment was formed in 1981, directly after Operation Eagle Claw, the Iran hostage rescue that ended in the desert with burning aircraft and 8 dead soldiers. The Army looked at what failed and built a unit designed so that aviation would never again be the reason a mission came apart. Tonight, you're flying the MH-60M, modified, quieter than anything in the conventional fleet, equipped with 4-tube night vision that turns darkness into something you can navigate by feel. Your approach is 11 feet of rotor clearance on the left side. You've flown tighter. You put the assault team on the X at 02:37, 17 seconds ahead of schedule. Then you pull away, climb to holding altitude, and wait. This is the part nobody puts in the briefings. You are 40 seconds away. You are always 40 seconds away. Not in the fight, not out of it. Hovering right at the edge, close enough that when they call, you're already moving before the transmission ends. They call at 02:39. You're already turning. The valley comes up fast. You drop below the ridgeline, and the compound appears in your display exactly where it should be. Rotor wash flattens the grass in a circle. 4 men sprint from the tree line. You count them. 4. You pull pitch and climb before the last boot clears the ground. That's the whole job. Get there, get them out. Don't be the reason the mission ends wrong. Night Stalkers don't quit. That's the motto. It's also just an accurate description. Dev Grill, SEAL Team 6. You were selected from the regular SEAL teams after 6 years of deployments and a screening process built specifically to break people who are already hard to break. Dev Grill was established in 1980, again directly after Eagle Claw, a dedicated maritime counterterrorism capability that could move fast, think clearly, and operate in places nobody else could reach. On May 1, 2011, Dev Grill operators were in Abbottabad, Pakistan. The operation lasted 38 minutes. The intelligence work behind it took years. Tonight's objective is a container vessel. 3 decks, 11 armed personnel, 2 hostages confirmed on the lower level. You fast rope from 40 feet and are already moving before your boots fully hit the deck. You've trained this evolution, maritime vessel takedown, more times than you can honestly remember. But your body knows the difference between training and tonight. There's a specific kind of quiet in your head when it's real. You don't let it matter either way. 11 minutes after the rope hits the deck, both hostages are alive and breathing. You don't stop to think about what that means. You think about the debrief. You think about what could have been done 2 seconds faster, 1 position better, 1 decision cleaner. That is what separates this unit. Not just the physical standard, it's the refusal to ever be satisfied with good enough. Good enough gets people killed eventually. Navy SEAL teams. The water is 54 degrees. You've been in it 26 minutes. Your hands stopped feeling like hands about 8 minutes ago. That's fine. You don't need your hands right now. You need your compass board, your fins, and the 30 meters between you and that dock to disappear without a sound. BUDS is 6 months. Hell Week is 5.5 days of continuous operations, no sleep, cold water, instructors watching for the moment you decide it isn't worth it anymore. Your class lost 74% of its starting number. You were not among them. The SEAL teams trace back to the underwater demolition teams of World War II. Frogmen who swam onto beaches at Normandy and Iwo Jima in the dark, mapping obstacles and cutting wire before landings that would have cost thousands more lives if someone hadn't gone in first and cleared the path. Tonight, you're conducting reconnaissance of a coastal facility before a strike package arrives at dawn. You surface 10 meters from the dock. Your rebreather leaves no bubbles. You stay still for 30 minutes. Positions, rotations, weapon types, sight lines, then slip back under and disappear the same way you came. The strike team will get the headline tomorrow. Your name won't be in it. The reconnaissance that made the whole thing possible won't be mentioned at all. You knew that before you went in the water. You went in anyway. That's what the trident means, not glory. The willingness to do the work that makes someone else's mission possible, completely without credit, completely without hesitation. 8 units, different missions, different skills, different kinds of war. But one thing connects all of them. Not one of these people is doing it for the recognition. The headline goes to someone else. The credit goes to someone else. The name in the paper is never theirs. Every single one of them knew that before they signed up. That's not a sacrifice, that's a choice, made clearly, made deliberately, made again every morning. Somewhere tonight, in 8 different places on the map, some of them places you couldn't find without looking them up, that choice is being made again, by people you'll never meet, doing work you'll never hear about, so that a lot of other people get to go home.